I worked 2 jobs to pay my roommate's bills while her parents sent her thousands the whole time. Are you seriously acting like I stole from you? Paige's voice cuts through the cafe like a siren. Everyone at the big corner table stops mid-conversation. Forks freeze, cups hover. She's standing now, phone raised like evidence, her face flushed and trembling. I trusted you, she says louder. I told you my parents cut me off and you said you'd help. Now you're trying to make me look like some kind of fraud? My throat closes. I'm still sitting, backpack half unzipped on my lap, because I came here thinking this was a normal Friday lunch. Instead, it's an ambush. Paige must have told everyone I was coming. They're all here. Leah, Jordan, Becca, Sam, even people I barely know. 12 faces locked on me. That's not what happened, I manage. Then why are you telling people I owe you money? Paige's voice cracks. She's good at this. She's always been good at this. I've been struggling for 3 years and you knew that. You said it was fine. You said we were friends. Leah leans forward, her expression caught between concern and confusion. Wait, what's going on? She's trying to guilt me into paying her back, Paige says. For rent I couldn't afford. She knew my situation. She knew my parents disowned me after I came out. And now she's acting like I'm some kind of scammer. The air shifts. I feel it. The way Becca's mouth tightens. The way Jordan crosses his arms. They believe her. Of course they do. Paige has been selling this story for years. The tragic, abandoned daughter working through trauma while her generous roommate helped her survive. I stood by and watched her perform it at every brunch, every game night, every birthday dinner where someone else picked up her tab because she's going through so much. That's not true, I say, and my voice sounds small. Then what is true? Paige snaps. She's scrolling through her phone now, pulling up screenshots. Because I have receipts. I have messages where you said you didn't mind covering things. I have proof you offered. She turns the screen toward the table. I can't see it from here, but I know what she's showing them. Texts I sent 2 years ago when I still believed her. Messages where I said, don't worry about it and we'll figure it out, because I thought I was helping someone in crisis. I didn't know she was lying. My hands are shaking as I pull out my own phone. I've been carrying this evidence for weeks, ever since I finally went through my bank statements and saw the full damage. 3 years of payments, rent, utilities, groceries, even her share of the internet bill. I added it up one night and nearly threw up. I open Venmo, scroll to the oldest payment. My fingers feel numb as I turn the screen toward the table. Here, I say. September 2 years ago, I paid your half of rent, $800. Paige's face doesn't change, because I couldn't afford it, I told you that. October, another $800, November, December. I keep scrolling. January, February, March. I was broke, Paige says, but her voice is thinner now. You posted a shopping haul that week, Leah says suddenly. Everyone turns. Leah's staring at her own phone, her face pale. She looks up at Paige. You tagged me in it, Leah says slowly. You bought a Kate Spade bag and those boots you wore to Jordan's party. That was March. I remember because you said it was a self-care splurge. Paige opens her mouth, closes it. You said you were broke, Leah repeats. I saved up, Paige says quickly. It was a birthday gift to myself. I'm allowed to have nice things even when I'm struggling. But Leah's still scrolling. Her eyes widen. You went to Coachella, she says. That same month, you posted like 40 stories. The silence is so heavy I can hear someone's coffee cup clink against a saucer 3 tables over. I don't say anything. I just keep holding my phone, the Venmo list glowing between us. A long vertical scroll of payments that never stopped. Paige stares at me. Her jaw tightens. Then she does what she always does. She cries. The tears come fast. Perfect crystalline streaks down her cheeks. She doesn't wipe them away, just lets them fall while her shoulders shake and her breath hitches in this practiced, delicate rhythm that makes everyone lean in. I can't believe you'd do this to me, she whispers. Jordan stands up. Actually stands. He walks around the table and puts a hand on her shoulder. Hey, he says softly. It's okay. Becca slides her chair closer. Sam's already offering tissues from her purse. And just like that, the moment flips. I'm not the girl who got robbed. I'm the villain who made Paige cry in public. I think maybe we should all take a breath, Leah says, but her voice is uncertain now. She's still holding her phone, still staring at those Coachella posts, but Paige's tears have done their job. Doubt creeps back in. I stand, my legs feel unsteady. I have 3 years of payments, I say. I can show you all of them. This isn't about money, Paige says, voice breaking. This is about you humiliating me in front of everyone because I couldn't pay you back fast enough. You never paid me back at all. Because I don't have it. She's sobbing now, full body shaking. Do you know what it's like to have your parents abandon you? Do you know what it's like to wake up every day knowing your own family doesn't want you? The table goes quiet. I see it happen in real time, the way their faces shift from confusion to pity. Paige has always known exactly which story to tell. She's been workshopping this narrative since freshman year, polishing it at every opportunity until it became gospel. I grab my backpack. I'm sorry this happened, Leah says, but she's looking at Paige when she says it. I leave. No dramatic exit, no final speech. I just walk out into the cold and keep walking until the cafe is 6 blocks behind me and my hands have stopped shaking enough to unlock my phone. 17 texts already, most from numbers I don't recognize. The first one is from a girl I had biology with sophomore year. Is it true you're making Paige payback gifts? Another from someone in my English class. Wow, didn't know you were like that. I open Instagram. Paige posted 10 minutes ago. A blurry selfie, eyes red, caption reading, "Sometimes the people you help the most are the ones who hurt you worst. Sending love to anyone who's ever been used." 400 likes already. Comments pouring in. "You deserve better. I'm so sorry. What happened?" She's not naming me. She doesn't have to. Everyone who was at that cafe will connect the dots. Everyone who follows both of us will see my absence in the group photos she posts later. The story will spread without her having to say a word. My phone buzzes. A message from Jordan. "That was really harsh. She's going through a lot." Then Becca. "I don't think you meant to hurt her, but maybe you should have talked to her privately first." I sit down on a bench outside the library and stare at my Venmo history. $26,000. That's the number I keep coming back to. $26,000 over 3 years. Rent, utilities, groceries, her share of the cleaning service we hired once when she said she was too depressed to help, her textbooks, her parking passes, the vet bill when she adopted a cat and couldn't afford the initial checkup. I covered it all because she said her parents cut her off, because she cried in our apartment at 2 a.m. about being disowned, because I believed that helping her was the right thing to do. I scroll through her Instagram. It's still public. She never locked it. There's the Coachella post Leah mentioned, her in a flower crown, arms around 2 girls I've never met. Another from a Harry Styles concert in February. She's wearing the Kate Spade bag, the designer boots, a new jacket I remember her showing me, saying it was thrifted. I keep scrolling. There are dozens. Weekend trips to the coast, sushi dinners, rooftop bars, a spa day she did for her birthday. Every single post is tagged with gratitude captions about treating myself and self-care and surviving despite everything. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a group chat I'm still in, one for our friend group's weekly hangouts. Someone's changed the name to Spring Break Planning. Jordan. "Thinking we do the cabin again this year?" Becca. "Yes, same one as last time?" Sam. "I'm in. Paige, you good for March?" Paige. "If I can afford it, LOL. Money's tight." Leah. "We'll figure it out." I scroll up. Last year's spring break. I didn't go. I told them I had to work. What I didn't say was that I just paid Paige's rent again and couldn't afford the cabin fee. I spent that week doing double shifts at the campus bookstore while they posted photos from the hot tub. No one asks if I'm coming this year. I'm not sure they even remember I'm still in the chat. Another notification. This time it's an email. My RA asking if I can swing by her office when I get a chance. The subject line is blank, but the tone is careful, which means someone complained. Probably Paige, saying I'm making the dorm environment hostile. I close my phone. Sit there on the cold bench watching students pass by in clusters, laughing and shoving each other and living normal lives where their roommates don't steal from them and their friends don't ghost them for telling the truth. When I get back to the apartment, Paige isn't there. Her door is open. I can see her bed, still unmade, the Kate Spade bag tossed on her desk next to a stack of textbooks she told me she couldn't afford. I bought those too. Put them on my credit card because the bookstore wouldn't take payment plans. My phone buzzes one more time. Another message, this one from a number I don't recognize. "You should be ashamed of yourself. She trusted you." I turn my phone off, sit on my bed in the dark, try to figure out how I became the bad guy in a story where I'm the only one who lost anything. I stop going to the dining hall, not because I can't face people, but because every time I walk in, conversations pause. Eyes follow me to the food line. Someone whispers behind their hand and 3 people glance over simultaneously, then look away fast when I catch them. The first time it happens, I tell myself I'm imagining it. The second time, I know I'm not. Paige starts showing up everywhere I used to go alone. The library study room I always claimed on Thursday afternoons. The coffee shop 2 blocks off campus where nobody else bothered to walk. She's never there when I arrive, but within 15 minutes, she appears. Sits 3 tables away with her laptop open and her AirPods in. Doesn't look at me. Doesn't have to. Other people do it for her. Someone I shared notes with last semester stops me outside the psychology building. "Hey, I heard what happened," she says. "That's really messed up." "Thanks," I say, assuming she means what Paige did. "I mean, I get that you needed the money back, but publicly calling her out like that?" She shakes her head. "There were better ways." She walks off before I can respond. That night, Paige posts a selfie from our apartment. She's sitting on the couch we bought together, well, that I bought, with a blanket wrapped around her shoulders and a mug of tea in her hands. The caption reads, "Home doesn't always feel safe anymore. Grateful for the friends who remind me I'm not alone." 200 likes in an hour. Comments full of heart emojis and "we love you" and "you deserve better." I'm sitting 10 feet away from her in my room when she posts it. I can hear her laughing at something on her phone. The sound carries through the wall, bright and easy, like nothing happened at all. My phone buzzes. Another message from someone I barely know. "Maybe try apologizing?" I block the number. Then I block 3 more that come in over the next hour, all with variations of the same advice. Apologize. Make it right. Be the bigger person. Nobody asks what I'm apologizing for. The RA meeting happens on a Tuesday. I show up expecting a mediation, maybe a conversation about boundaries. Instead, I get a lecture about creating a hostile living environment and using financial pressure to manipulate a vulnerable student. "I have receipts," I say. "I can prove everything." The RA nods, but her expression doesn't change. "This isn't really about the money. It's about how the situation is affecting other residents. We've had multiple complaints about tension in the common areas." "From who?" "I can't share that." But I already know. Paige has friends in 3 other rooms on our floor. Girls who borrow her clothes and show up in her Instagram stories and probably believe every word she's told them. So what do? I ask. Try to keep interactions cordial. Stay out of shared spaces if you need to. Focus on getting through the semester. Stay out of shared spaces. In the apartment I've been paying full rent for since sophomore year. I leave before she can say anything else. That weekend, the group chat lights up with plans for someone's birthday. Dinner at the Italian place downtown, then drinks at Jordan's apartment. I'm still in the chat, so I see every message. Nobody acknowledges me. Nobody asks if I'm coming. Paige sends a message. I'll try to make it. Money's super tight, but I don't want to miss celebrating. 3 people immediately offer to cover her. Becca says she'll Venmo her for the Uber. Sam says dinner's on her. Jordan says drinks are free at his place anyway, so no worries. I close the app before I throw my phone. Monday morning, I run into Leah outside the science building. She's walking fast, head down, but she sees me and stops. For a second, she looks like she might keep walking. Then she doesn't. Hey, she says. Hey. We stand there. Students stream past us on both sides. Someone's blasting music from a speaker in their backpack. A guy on a skateboard nearly clips my ankle. Can we talk? Leah asks. About what? Just, can we get coffee? We end up at the place off campus, the one Paige has been colonizing all week. She's not here now. Leah orders an Americano and doesn't touch it. Just wraps both hands around the cup and stares at the table. I saw something, she says finally. I wait. Paige and I have this app for splitting bills. We used it sophomore year when we lived together, and we never disconnected it. She pulls out her phone. I was clearing out old notifications and I saw deposits. From her parents. A lot of them. She turns the screen toward me. I see the list. Monthly deposits like clockwork. Each one labeled with her mom's name. The amounts vary. Some are $800, some $1,000, one is $1,500. They go back months, all the way to last spring. How far back does this go? I ask. As far as I scrolled. I stopped at January of last year because I felt gross looking, but there's probably more. I do the math in my head. January to now. 14 months of deposits, averaging $900 a month. That's $12,000, minimum, maybe more. She told everyone her parents cut her off, I say. I know. She cried about it. She said they disowned her for dropping pre-med. I know, Leah says again. She finally picks up her coffee but doesn't drink. Just holds it like she needs something to do with her hands. I didn't want to believe it. I kept thinking maybe there was an explanation. Like maybe they were paying her tuition directly and this was something else. Did you ask her? No. She sets the cup down. I don't know how to. Every time I think about bringing it up, I remember how upset she was at the cafe. How hard she was crying. And I feel like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something. You're not wrong. But what if I am? Her voice cracks. What if I show people this and it turns out there's a reason and then I'm the one who made everything worse? I think about my Venmo history. $26,000. 3 years of covering her half because I believed her story. Because she made it impossible not to believe. She's been lying, I say. The whole time. Leah's quiet for a long time. Then she says, I don't know what to do. Show people, tell them what you found. And if they don't believe me, if they think I'm just taking your side because I feel guilty, then they're not your friends. She flinches. I didn't mean it to sound harsh, but it lands that way anyway. It's fine. It's not. She finally drinks the coffee. Her hands are shaking. I keep thinking about all the times she told us she couldn't afford stuff. All the times we covered for her. And now I'm wondering what else she lied about. I don't answer. I'm wondering the same thing. When I get back to the apartment, Paige is in the kitchen. She's making pasta, humming along to something playing from her phone. She glances up when I walk in. Hey, she says, casual, friendly, like nothing's wrong. I grab a water bottle from the fridge and leave. I hear her laugh at something on her phone as I close my bedroom door. That night, someone knocks. I assume it's Paige, coming to perform some new version of Wounded Confusion. But when I open the door, it's Jordan. Can I come in? He asks. I let him. He sits on the edge of my desk chair and looks around my room like he's never seen it before. Maybe he hasn't. I don't think any of them have been in here since freshman year. Leah told me what she found, he says. Okay. I don't know what to think. That's not my problem. He looks at me. Really looks like he's trying to figure out if I'm bluffing. If it's true, it is true. Then why didn't you say something sooner? The question hits like a slap. I did. At the cafe. With all of you sitting right there. You said she owed you money. You didn't say her parents were still paying her. Because I didn't know. I found out the same time Leah did. He's quiet. I can see him working through it. Trying to fit this new information into the story Paige already told him. Trying to decide which version makes more sense. She's going to say Leah's lying, he says finally. Probably. Or that the deposits are something else. Loans, maybe. Or her parents paying her back for something. Maybe. I don't want this to be true, he says. Neither did I. He leaves without saying anything else. I hear him stop in the hallway outside Paige's room. Hear her door open. Hear their voices low and murmuring. I can't make out words, but I know the tone. She's explaining. Reassuring. Doing what she does best. My phone buzzes. A text from Leah. Jordan says he talked to you. I'm scared. I don't respond. I'm scared too. Not of Paige, but of what happens when someone's that good at lying. When they've built a story so airtight that even proof can't crack it. The next morning, Leah sends me a screenshot. It's a Venmo transaction from September, 2 months ago. Paige's mom to Paige. The note says utilities and groceries. $800. I was covering utilities that month. Paige told me her mom refused to help anymore, that she'd have to skip meals to make her half of the phone bill. I'd given her $40 for the phone bill and told her not to worry about October's electric. There's more, Leah texts. Going back to when you moved in together. She sends me 11 more screenshots over the next hour, each one a deposit from Paige's parents, each one labeled with something I was paying for. Rent, utilities, groceries, books. One just says, spending money. I sit on my bed and add them up. The total comes to over $13,000 in deposits I can track, and Leah says she stopped scrolling because it felt invasive. There's probably more. 3 years. I worked double shifts at the campus bookstore and skipped meals and wore the same rotation of clothes because I couldn't afford to replace anything. I ate ramen 4 nights a week and walked 40 minutes to my second job instead of taking the bus because $2 each way added up. Paige went to concerts, posted hauls from the mall, ordered delivery 3 times a week. My hands shake when I text Leah back. We need to show people. I know. Today? Okay. She comes over an hour later with her laptop. We sit on my floor and she pulls up the transaction history, scrolling back to the beginning. January of sophomore year. The month after Paige told me her parents cut her off for switching majors. The first deposit is labeled, Love You, Sweetie. $1,200. I covered her rent that month, I say. She cried in our room for 2 hours about how her dad called her a disappointment. Leah doesn't say anything, just keeps scrolling. We build a document. Every Venmo transaction from her parents on one side, matched with dates I have receipts for covering her expenses on the other. February. I paid full rent. Her mom sent $900 labeled, Rent Help. April. I covered utilities and groceries. Her dad sent $1,000 labeled school expenses. June, I gave her $300 for summer housing costs. Her mom sent $800 labeled summer support. The pattern is perfect. Every time I covered something, money appeared in her account within days, sometimes the same week. What do we do with this? Leah asks. Send it to everyone. The whole group chat? Everyone who called me selfish. Everyone who uninvited me. Everyone who told me to apologize. She chews her bottom lip. Paige is going to lose it. Good. We spend another hour formatting everything, making sure the dates line up, double-checking that we didn't miss anything. When we're done, the document is 4 pages long. Transaction after transaction. Lie after lie. Leah hovers over the send button in the group chat. Once I do this, there's no taking it back. Send it? She does. The chat explodes within minutes. Messages flying past faster than I can read them. Becca sends 3 question marks. Sam types, wait, what? Jordan just writes, holy shit. Paige doesn't respond right away. The silence from her feels louder than everyone else's reaction combined. Then 5 minutes later, her message appears. I can't believe you're doing this to me. Leah types back immediately. Doing what? Showing people the truth? Those are private transactions. You had no right to look at my bank history. It's not your bank history, it's a shared app we both use. And you've been lying to everyone for 3 years. Another pause. I watch the 3 dots appear and disappear 4 times before Paige's next message comes through. My parents sending me money doesn't mean I wasn't struggling. They were helping me catch up on old debts. I still couldn't afford rent. Leah sends another screenshot. This one shows a deposit from last month labeled November rent plus extra. $1,500. I was covering November rent in full. Paige told me her parents were refusing to help until she got her life together. Explain this one, Leah writes. The chat goes quiet. Nobody sends messages for almost a minute. Then Becca writes, Paige, nothing. Sam types, this doesn't make sense. Jordan sends a private message to me. Is this real? Yes. All of it? Every single transaction. He doesn't respond. 10 minutes later, Paige sends a long message to the group. I don't know why Leah is doing this. I don't know if she's jealous or if she's just trying to make herself feel better for abandoning me when I needed support. But those screenshots are taken out of context. My parents were paying me back for loans I gave them last year, for medical bills and car repairs. The labels don't tell the whole story. It's good. I have to admit it. If I didn't have 3 years of receipts showing exactly what I paid and when, I might almost believe her. Leah sends one more screenshot. A text thread between her and Paige from last year. Paige is complaining about her parents cutting her off, saying she doesn't know how she'll make rent. The date stamp shows March 15th. Leah sends another image. A Venmo deposit from Paige's mom dated March 12th, 3 days before Paige sent that text. The note says, March rent. You told me you couldn't make rent, Leah writes. 3 days after your mom sent you money specifically for rent. No response from Paige. Becca writes, I don't understand. Sam sends a private message to me. Can we talk? I tell her to come over. She shows up 20 minutes later, looking like she hasn't slept. Sits on my desk chair and pulls her knees to her chest. I feel sick, she says. I told you to apologize. I said you were being cruel. And the whole time she was lying. How did she do this? How did we not see it? Because she's good at it, I say. And because we wanted to believe her. Sam stares at the wall. I covered her dinner last month. She said she hadn't eaten all day because she couldn't afford groceries. I gave her $60. She leaves without saying anything else. I watch her walk down the hallway and knock on Paige's door. Paige doesn't answer. Sam knocks again, harder this time, then gives up and leaves. The group chat stays quiet for the rest of the day. Nobody plans anything. Nobody makes jokes. It's like everyone's holding their breath, waiting to see what happens next. I walk down there at 8. 6 people are spread across the couches and floor, textbooks open, laptops out. Conversation stops when I walk in. Hey, Leah says, too loud, too bright. Hey. I sit on the floor near the coffee table. Jordan's on the couch across from me. He doesn't look up from his laptop. Becca's next to him, highlighter in hand, staring at the same page she was on when I walked in. We work in silence for maybe 10 minutes. Then the door bangs open and Paige storms in. She's still in pajamas, hair in a messy bun, eyes red like she's been crying, but her voice comes out sharp and clear. Are you happy now? She says. Everyone looks up. I don't move. You couldn't just let it go. You had to turn everyone against me. I didn't turn anyone against you, I say. I showed them what you did. You showed them lies. Leah showed them your Venmo history. Out of context. Leah stands up. She's holding her phone. Then give us the context. Paige's face twists. I don't owe you an explanation. Yeah, you do. You told everyone your parents cut you off. You cried about being broke. You let us all cover your expenses while your parents were sending you money the entire time. Leah holds up her phone, screen facing out. Explain this transfer from your mom labeled March rent. Paige stares at the screen. Her mouth opens, closes, opens again. That was for something else, she says. What else? I don't remember. It was months ago. Try. I don't have to explain myself to you. Then explain it to them. Leah gestures to everyone else in the room. Explain why you needed us to cover your half of everything while your parents were sending you rent money. Paige's face goes red. You're twisting everything. You're making it sound worse than it is. How is it not exactly what it sounds like? Because you don't know what I'm dealing with. You don't know what my life is like. So tell us, Jordan says. He's sitting forward now, elbows on his knees. Tell us what we're missing. Paige looks at him, then at me, then at everyone else watching, waiting. I can't do this, she says. She turns and leaves. The door slams behind her hard enough to rattle the frame. Nobody says anything for a long time. Then Becca closes her textbook and stands up. I'm going to bed, she says. She leaves. So does Jordan. Then 2 others I barely know. Within 5 minutes, it's just me and Leah in the common room. That was bad, Leah says. Yeah, she's not going to let this go. We sit there in the quiet. Someone's playing music in another room, bass thumping through the walls. A door opens and closes down the hall. Voices drift past, laughing about something. Leah packs up her stuff. Do you think people believe us now? Some of them, but not all. Probably not. She slings her backpack over one shoulder. I'm sorry I didn't see it sooner. You saw it when it mattered. She leaves. I stay in the common room alone, staring at the space where Paige was standing, where she tried to twist the truth one more time and couldn't make it work. My phone buzzes. A text from Sam. I believe you, for what it's worth. Then another from Jordan. We need to talk, all of us, tomorrow. I don't respond to either. Just turn off the lights and walk back to my room, past Paige's closed door and the silence behind it. Jordan texts at 7 the next morning. Coffee, campus center, 30 minutes. I show up in yesterday's clothes. He's already at a corner table with Sam and Becca, 3 empty sugar packets scattered between them. Sit, Jordan says. I do. Sam slides her phone across the table. It's open to a text thread with Paige from 2 months ago. Paige is complaining about her parents, how they don't understand her, how she's barely surviving. Then 3 messages down, she writes, honestly, I just tell people what they want to hear. Works every time. Sam's response, what do you mean? Paige, like with the rent thing, everyone feels bad for me so they help out. It's not my fault they believe it. I read it twice. Sam pulls the phone back, face pale. She sent that at 2 in the morning. Sam says, I thought she was joking, or venting. I didn't think she meant it literally. When did you remember this? Becca asks. Last night. I couldn't sleep, so I went through our old messages. Sam wraps both hands around her coffee cup. There's more. She told me her parents were threatening to pull her out of school if she didn't get better grades. That same week, her mom posted on social media about how proud she was of Paige's Dean's List achievement. Jordan leans back in his chair. She told me her dad was in the hospital, said she needed to fly home but couldn't afford the ticket. I gave her $200. Did he go to the hospital, I ask? I saw him at family weekend a month later. He looked fine. Becca doesn't say anything, just stares into her mug like the answer might be floating there. I covered her textbooks last semester, she finally says. $300. She said her financial aid fell through and she'd pay me back when her parents sent money. She laughs, but it sounds hollow. Guess her parents did send money. She just kept it. We sit there while the coffee shop fills up around us. Students ordering lattes, complaining about exams, making weekend plans, normal college problems. Nothing like this. My phone buzzes. A message from someone named Rachel, a girl from Paige's major I've met maybe twice. Can I talk to you? It's about Paige. I show Jordan. He nods. Meet her, he says. See what she knows. Rachel suggests the library. I find her on the 3rd floor, tucked into a study carrel with her laptop open but the screen dark. Thanks for meeting me, she says, keeps her voice low even though we're alone. I heard what happened, with the Venmo stuff. News travels fast. Paige and I were in a group project together last spring. She missed half the meetings, told us she was working double shifts to pay rent, that she couldn't afford to cut her hours. Rachel pulls out her phone, opens Instagram. This is from that same month. She shows me a post. Paige at some beach resort, cocktail in hand, caption reading, much needed break. The location tag says Cancun. She told us she couldn't afford groceries, Rachel says. Then she went to Mexico. Did you say anything? She sends me the screenshot. I add it to the folder Leah started, the one that's growing longer every day. I'm sorry, Rachel says, for not speaking up sooner. You're speaking up now. She leaves. I stay in the library scrolling through the evidence we've collected. Venmo transactions, text messages, social media posts that don't match the story Paige was telling. Every piece fits together too perfectly to be coincidence. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a number I don't recognize. This is Monica Chen. I'm your landlord. Do you have a minute to talk? I meet her at her office 20 minutes later. She's younger than I expected, maybe 30, with glasses and a blazer that looks too big for her frame. I heard through the grapevine there's been some confusion about rent payments, she says. I wanted to clarify the records on my end. She pulls up her system, turns the monitor so I can see. 3 years of payment history. Every single transaction came from my bank account. Every month, my name, my routing number. Your roommate never paid? Monica asks. She was supposed to pay me her half. I'd submit the full amount. And did she? Not once. Monica prints the records, hands them to me in a neat stack, every page showing the same thing. My account, my money, my name. If you need this for any kind of dispute, it's all documented, she says. I can provide an official statement if necessary. Thank you. For what it's worth, I had another tenant try something similar 2 years ago. Told her roommates she was paying rent, pocketed their money, let them submit the actual payments. It didn't end well for her. What happened? Small claims court. She lost. Monica closes the file on her screen. Some people think they can get away with it because housing situations feel informal. But theft is theft, even between roommates. I fold the papers and put them in my bag. Walk back to campus with something solid in my hands for the first time in days. Proof that doesn't rely on screenshots or memories or he said, she said. Just numbers and dates and records that can't be argued away. Leah calls me that afternoon. Have you checked Paige's Instagram? No, why? She deleted everything. Every post from the last 3 years, it's completely blank. I pull it up. Leah's right. The profile that used to have hundreds of posts, concert photos, shopping hauls, restaurant check-ins, now shows 0. Just her profile picture and a follower count that's dropped by 40 people since yesterday. She's scrubbing evidence, Leah says. Too late, we already have screenshots. I know, but it's still weird, right? Like she knows she's caught, but she's trying to erase it anyway. I think about that. About how Paige stood in the common room last night, face red, insisting we were twisting everything. How she tried to reframe the Venmo deposits as something innocent. How she couldn't explain the dates when Leah pushed her. Now she's deleting posts, hiding, pretending the last 3 years didn't happen the way they did. She's going to try something else, I say. This isn't over. What can she even do at this point? Everyone's seen the receipts. I don't know, but she's not the type to just give up. That night, the group chat lights up again. Someone named Chris, a guy I barely know from one of Paige's classes, sends a long message defending her. Says we're all ganging up on her, that she's struggling with mental health issues, that we should have more compassion. Leah responds immediately. She lied about her parents cutting her off. She took money from people who could barely afford it. That's not a mental health issue. That's manipulation. Chris, you don't know what she's going through. Maybe she felt like she had to lie because she was embarrassed. Sam, embarrassed about what? Having parents who send her money? Chris, about needing help. Jordan, she didn't need help. She had plenty of money, she just wanted more. The argument spirals for 20 minutes. Chris keeps insisting we're being too harsh, that Paige deserves understanding. Everyone else keeps pointing to the evidence. Eventually, Chris stops responding. Becca sends me a private message. He's her ex. They dated last year. He's probably the only person still on her side. Does he know about the Venmo stuff? Everyone knows. He just doesn't want to believe it. I put my phone down, lie on my bed and stare at the ceiling. Somewhere down the hall, Paige is in her room, probably reading every message, watching her support crumble one person at a time. Part of me almost feels bad. Then I remember the 3 years of ramen and double shifts. The nights I walked home in the rain because I couldn't afford the bus. The semester I wore the same pair of jeans 4 days a week because buying new clothes meant skipping meals. I don't feel bad anymore. My bank app sends a notification. Paycheck deposited. I open it and look at the balance. For the first time in 3 years, I don't have to immediately calculate how much goes to covering someone else's share. The number just sits there, mine to keep. I take a screenshot, not to send to anyone, just to remember what it feels like. Leah messages me Tuesday morning. I'm posting it. Today. I'm in the dining hall. Halfway through oatmeal I can finally afford to add fruit to. Posting what? Everything. The whole timeline. Every receipt. Every lie. Every person she scammed. I'm making it public. My spoon stops halfway to my mouth. Are you sure? She's still telling people we're exaggerating. Chris showed up at my sociology class yesterday asking if we could talk things out like adults. She's not going to stop unless everyone knows the truth. When? 2 hours, I already have it drafted, just need to know you're okay with it. I think about Monica's rent record sitting in my desk drawer. The Venmo screenshots backed up in 3 places. Sam's text messages, Rachel's Instagram posts, Jordan's Venmo history. Every piece of evidence we've spent the last week collecting, all pointing to the same conclusion. Do it, I say. You're sure? I'm sure. The thread goes live at 11. I'm in economics when my phone starts buzzing. Not just one notification, dozens. Comments, shares, tags, messages from people I haven't talked to since freshman year. I wait until class ends to check. Leah structured it like a case file, methodical, chronological, impossible to misinterpret. She starts with the basic claim, roommate says parents cut her off, needs help with rent. Then she lays out 3 years of evidence showing the opposite. First image, Venmo transaction from Paige's mom, March 2023. Memo line reading, rent and groceries. Same day, Paige told me she couldn't afford her share. Second image, text message from Paige to Sam. I just tell people what they want to hear. Works every time. Third image, Instagram post from Paige in Cancun. Same week, she claimed she couldn't afford textbooks. Leah includes dates for everything. Shows the pattern. Rent money from parents arriving the first of every month. Paige telling me she had nothing. Me covering her portion. Paige posting shopping hauls, concert tickets, weekend trips. The thread includes statements from Jordan about the hospital story, Becca about the textbooks, Rachel about the group project. Even Chris's ex-girlfriend from sophomore year comments, saying Paige once borrowed $300 for an emergency and never paid it back. Monica provided an official letter confirming only my account ever paid rent. Leah includes that too. By noon, the thread has 200 shares. By 1, it's at 500. Students are commenting with their own stories. Someone from Paige's study abroad program says she claimed financial hardship to get a scholarship, then spent every weekend traveling. A girl from her sorority rush class says Paige borrowed money for dues and never returned it. The comments keep coming, each one adding another layer, another lie, another person who believed her and got burned. I'm walking to my next class when I see Paige across the quad. She's staring at her phone, face completely white. Her friend Ashley is next to her, reading over her shoulder. Ashley steps back, says something I can't hear, walks away. Paige looks up, sees me. For a second, we just stand there, 50 feet of sidewalk between us. She turns and runs the other direction. My phone rings, unknown number. This is Dean Richardson's office. The dean would like to speak with you and Ms. Paige Brennan regarding a conduct matter. Can you come in tomorrow at 2? What kind of conduct matter? The dean will explain tomorrow. Please confirm your availability. I confirm. Hang up, text Leah. Dean's office wants to see me and Paige tomorrow. Holy hell, do you think someone reported her? Probably multiple someones. That night, the apartment is silent. Paige doesn't come home. Her door stays closed, lights off. I make dinner, actual dinner, chicken and vegetables and rice, and eat at the kitchen table without looking over my shoulder. Jordan texts, the thread's at 2,000 shares. Becca, someone made a TikTok about it. It has 40,000 views. Sam, her sorority dropped her, official statement and everything. I open TikTok. The video is just someone reading Leah's thread out loud over screenshots, but the comments are brutal. Hundreds of people calling Paige out, sharing similar stories about people who faked hardship for sympathy, tagging their own schools with warnings. Someone made a follow-up video calculating the total amount Paige scammed. Between rent, utilities, borrowed money, and the scholarship she shouldn't have received, it's over $15,000. $15,000 she took from people who didn't have it to give. My phone buzzes again. Message from a number I don't recognize. This is Ashley, can we talk? I call her, she picks up on the first ring. What do you mean? Last year, Paige asked to borrow my credit card for an emergency, said her parents cut her off and she needed groceries. I gave it to her because we were friends and I thought she was struggling. Ashley's voice cracks. She spent $800 on concert tickets and clothes. When I asked her to pay me back, she said she thought I was giving it to her as a gift, that I was being cruel for asking. Did you get the money back? Eventually. My parents threatened to report it as fraud, but she made me feel like the bad guy for months, told everyone I was harassing her over money. Why didn't you say anything? Because she convinced me I was wrong, that I'd misunderstood. She's really good at that, making you doubt what you know happened. Ashley takes a shaky breath. When I saw Leah's thread, everything clicked. The way she'd play victim whenever someone asked for money back. The way she'd turn people against anyone who questioned her. I wasn't the only one. You want to add your story? Already did. Commented on the thread 20 minutes ago. I refresh Leah's post. Ashley's comment is there, detailed and specific. Below it, 3 more people have shared similar experiences. The thread hits 3,000 shares by midnight. I lie in bed listening to the apartment creak and settle. Paige's room is still dark, still empty. I wonder where she is, if she's reading every comment, if she understands what she did. Then I remember her face in the common room, insisting we were twisting things. The way she tried to gaslight Leah even with evidence right there. How she deleted her Instagram like that would make it go away. She understands, she just doesn't care. Dean Richardson's office is on the 3rd floor of the administration building. I show up 10 minutes early. Paige is already there, sitting in the waiting area with her mom. Her mom looks exactly like her. Same hair, same posture, same expression of carefully controlled concern. Hi, I say. Paige doesn't respond. Her mom gives me a tight smile. You must be the roommate. I am. I hope we can resolve this misunderstanding quickly. Misunderstanding. Like 3 years of theft and manipulation can be cleared up with a conversation. The dean's assistant calls us in. The office is smaller than I expected, crowded with filing cabinets and framed diplomas. Dean Richardson is a tall woman with gray hair and reading glasses hanging from a chain around her neck. Thank you both for coming, she says. I'll get straight to the point. Multiple students have filed complaints regarding financial misconduct. The complaints involve Ms. Brennan borrowing money under false pretenses and failing to repay it. Paige's mom leans forward. My daughter has been going through a very difficult time. If there were misunderstandings about loans between friends, I'm sure we can work something out. These aren't misunderstandings, Dean Richardson says. She opens a folder. We have documentation showing Ms. Brennan received regular financial support from her parents while simultaneously claiming financial hardship to peers. She accepted money from multiple students for expenses that were already covered. That's not what happened, Paige says. Her voice is small, shaky. They're all lying. They're ganging up on me because they don't like me. Dean Richardson looks at her over the folder. We have Venmo records showing your parents sent you money for rent. We have your landlord statement showing you never paid rent. We have text messages where you admit to lying to get sympathy. We have multiple witnesses who provided similar accounts of your behavior. She closes the folder. This isn't a popularity contest. This is documented misconduct. Paige's mom sets her jaw. What exactly are you accusing her of? Theft by deception, violation of the student conduct code, academic dishonesty, given that she received a scholarship based on false financial need. Dean Richardson folds her hands. The university takes these matters seriously. You can't prove any of that, Paige says. Actually, we can. Your roommate provided 3 years of rent records. Your friends provided transaction histories. Your social media posts, even the deleted ones, were archived and submitted as evidence. Dean Richardson looks at me. Did Ms. Brennan ever pay you back for rent? No. Did she acknowledge owing you money? She said she'd pay me back when her parents sent money. They were sending money the whole time. Dean Richardson makes a note, looks back at Paige. You have 2 options. You can accept responsibility, work out repayment plans with those you owe, and face disciplinary probation. Or you can contest the findings, and we'll move forward with a formal hearing that will go on your academic record regardless of outcome. Paige stares at the desk. Her mom puts a hand on her arm. We'd like time to discuss this privately, her mom says. You have until Friday. After that, the decision moves forward without your input. We leave. Paige and her mom turn left toward the parking lot. I turn right toward campus. My hands are shaking. I sit on a bench outside the building and text Leah. Dean has everything. Paige has until Friday to decide if she wants a hearing. What do you think she'll do? I don't know. Her mom seems like she wants to fight it. Let her, we have receipts for days. I walk back to the apartment. Paige's door is open now. Boxes stacked in the hallway. Her mom is inside, packing clothes into a suitcase. You're moving out? I ask. Paige doesn't look at me. Her mom does. We think it's best if she finishes the semester from home, her mom says. Clearly this living situation isn't healthy. She stole from me for 3 years. That's your perspective. It's documented fact. Paige finally turns around. Her face is blotchy, eyes red. You ruined my life. You ruined your own life. I needed help. You were supposed to be my friend. Friends don't lie. Friends don't steal. Friends don't destroy someone's credit and reputation because they're too entitled to pay their own rent. Her mom steps between us. I think you've said enough. I haven't said nearly enough, but your daughter's about to hear it from everyone else, so I don't need to. I go to my room, close the door, sit on my bed and listen to them pack. Boxes scraping across the floor, drawers opening and closing, muffled conversation I can't quite make out. 2 hours later, the apartment door slams. I look out my window. Paige and her mom are loading the last box into a car. Paige gets in the passenger seat. The car pulls away. The apartment is silent. I walk into the kitchen. Paige left dishes in the sink. One last mess for me to clean up. I wash them anyway. Dry them. Put them away. My phone buzzes. Message from Jordan. She's gone? Just left. Good. You coming to the dining hall? Everyone's meeting up. I grab my jacket. Lock the door behind me. Walk across campus while the sun sets, turning everything orange and gold. The dining hall is crowded. Jordan, Sam, Becca, Leah, Rachel, and a half dozen others are at our usual table. Someone bought pizza. Real pizza, not dining hall pizza. You okay? Leah asks. Yeah, I'm okay. Did she say anything? She said I ruined her life. Sam shakes her head. Unbelievable. She actually thinks she's the victim, Becca says. Jordan slides a plate toward me. Forget her. You're free now. I take a slice, bite into it. It tastes better than anything I've eaten in months. The new apartment smells like fresh paint and someone else is cooking. Leah's unpacking books in the living room. Our other 2 roommates, Jordan and a girl named Iris from our statistics class, are arguing about where to put the couch. Left side has better light, Iris says. Right side has outlets, Jordan counters. They figure it out in 30 seconds. No drama, no guilt trips, just a decision made and done. I set up my room with furniture I bought using the settlement money. Paige's mom wrote a check for $18,000 2 weeks after she withdrew from school. 3 years of rent plus interest, delivered by a lawyer who made it very clear this was a one-time payment to avoid further action. The university opted not to pursue formal charges after Paige agreed never to return to campus. That night, we ordered Thai food and split the bill 4 ways. Everyone Venmos their share within 5 minutes. Nobody asks for extensions or makes excuses. We eat on the floor because our table hasn't arrived yet, laughing about professors and plans for winter break. My phone buzzes. Instagram notification. Paige's account no longer exists. I close the app, finish my pad thai, listen to Leah tell a story about her chemistry lab partner who keeps setting things on fire. When Jordan asks if I want to go thrift shopping tomorrow, I say yes without checking my bank account first. Because I can. Because the number there is mine. Earned and kept and spent on my own terms. The apartment is warm. The people are real. And for the first time in 3 years, I'm not carrying anyone but myself.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your favorite part in the comments. See you in the next one.